Hello, I am Mrs. Anjali Nadgouda, lecturer, Department of Chemistry, KLS Gokte PU College of Commerce and Science. And we are studying unit number 1, some basic concepts of chemistry. This is video number 6. In previous classes, we have studied what are the basic 7 physical quantities, what are their units, then which units are used in practice, and what are the multiples and how to convert from one unit to other unit. Now, how it is applied in chemistry. So let us study for atomic mass, how it is measured. Okay, all of we know that atom is a smallest part of an element, right? Means we cannot see the atom with our eyes. So how can we measure its mass? Then for that something different method will be there, obviously, right? In present situation, whatever atomic masses are given, they are relative masses or they are average masses. Then or nowadays we can measure the mass, atomic mass, directly with mass spectrometer. Okay, but that time it was very difficult, and hence a standard was chosen by the scientist, which is C12. Now C stands for carbon and 12 is the isotope of carbon. I think you might have studied that carbon is having three different isotopes, that is C12, C13 and C14. So out of that, one isotope, that is C12, is taken as a standard. Okay, and its mass is assigned exactly as a 12 atomic mass unit, or in short 12 AMU. And comparing the masses of other elements, so other atoms, we can measure the atomic mass of the elements, okay, or the atoms. Now, how this is compared? It's just like, see, if I want to see the marks, whether it is more or whether one person is good or whether person is having less marks, I have to choose one standard, right? Usually out of 100, if a person gets 35 or if a student gets 35 marks, we say he or she is pass. Means we are taking one standard, right? And by comparing with that standard, we are showing the other results, right? So while measuring the atomic mass also, one standard is taken, and that is nothing but C12. Now, how it is given as AMU, or what is 1 AMU? It is defined as mass exactly equal to 1/12 the mass of one C12 atom. Now, what is mean by this? It is, just see, if we take one atom of carbon, okay, which carbon? Carbon 12 isotope. And in that, if we do 12 parts, means 1 upon 12, then mass of one part of this carbon is nothing but 1 AMU. Okay. So 1 AMU is nothing but what? A mass exactly equal to 1/12, means 1 upon 12, the mass of one C12 atom or one atom of C12. Now this definition is asked for 1 mark. Okay, and whatever atomic masses are given in the periodic table, they are relative to C12. Now let us see one example. Mass of hydrogen in terms of AMU, that is atomic mass unit. Okay. Now for that, we must know what is the value of 1 AMU in gram. Okay. So mass of 1 AMU is equal to 1.66056 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram. Okay. And mass of one atom of hydrogen is nothing but what? 1.6736 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram. See, from these values only you will come to know it is 10 to the power minus 24. Means it is too small value. Okay. So, mass of hydrogen in terms of AMU, how we can calculate? Just by taking the value in AMU, then dividing the mass of atom of hydrogen. So, both are minus 24 will get cancelled and the remaining is 1.0078 AMU, that is atomic mass unit, which is nearly equal to, that is after rounding off we will get 1.0080 AMU. Now in present days, instead of AMU, we are using one more unit, that is U. U stands for unified mass. Okay. So like this, even the mass of oxygen is 15.995, which is we nearly take it as 16. Okay. So these atomic masses, we will use it in solving the problems. Okay. So you must know how to calculate the mass of any element in terms of AMU. Okay. If you want in detail, it is given on page number 30. Okay, please go through it. Now, what is mean by average atomic mass? Do you know how we calculate the average marks? Yes, if we get 6 subject marks, then we add all that 6 subjects marks and divide by 6. This is the method to calculate the average, right? The same method is here to calculate the average atomic mass. Now, how it is calculated? By using its abundance in nature, means how they are found, how much percentage they are found in nature. Okay, so here is the example of carbon. So I told you already that carbon is having 3 isotopes, C12, C13 and C14, where the atomic number of carbon is 6. Okay. Now, its relative abundance is given. So, if the element is having different isotopes, then their relative abundance is found out and atomic mass unit is given. Okay, so by taking the percentage, converting the percentage into gram. Now percentage means related to 100. Okay, so out of 100, 98.892 means it is considered as a gram. So gram into atomic mass unit, and this is how for calculating for all the isotopes and dividing by 3. Okay, we'll get the average atomic mass. Okay, so this is how the average atomic mass is calculated. Now here is the example given. You can just go through the textbook also. You will come to know how to solve the problem. Okay. So 0.98892, it is nothing but how it is taken, just by dividing with 100. Okay, 98.892 is the percentage abundance, divided by 100 is nothing but what? 0.98892 into 12 plus 0. Like that, the second one, third one is done, and then we'll get the value as 12.011 and hence it is taken as 12. Okay. Now, how to calculate the molecular mass? This is very easy method. If we know the atomic masses, just by adding the atomic masses and number of atoms, we will get the molecular mass. For example, molecular mass of C2H5OH, that is ethyl alcohol or ethanol. Okay, so here the atomic masses of carbon is considered as 12. Atomic mass of hydrogen is considered as 1.008 and atomic mass of oxygen is considered as 16. Okay, so 2 into 12, because 2 atoms are there of carbon, then 6 into 1.008. These are 5 and this is 1. So total 6 atoms. 6 into 1.008 plus 1 into 16. That is 1 atom of oxygen into atomic mass is 16. So total will be 46.048 unified mass. Okay. So you can write either U, or if the atomic masses are given in gram, then the final answer will have the unit as gram also. Okay. Either you have to write the unit as U or gram. Okay. Similarly, we can find out the formula mass. Now, why we are using the formula word? Because the formula like NaCl or any other salt, in that we cannot find out the single entity, and hence it is considered as a one formula. And hence, and just like molecular mass, we have to find out the formula mass. Here the atomic mass of sodium is taken as 23 and atomic mass of chlorine is considered as 35.5. So whenever such problems will be asked, definitely the atomic masses will be given. Okay. But some standard values are you have to remember, like carbon as 12, then hydrogen as 1 or 1.008 and oxygen as 16. At least these three elements you have to remember. Okay. Now this is very important concept, that is mole concept. All of you know, if we buy 1 dozen of apple, means how much quantity we will get? It's 12, right? If we buy 1 dozen of paper, how much quantity will get? 12, right? Like that, if we buy one gross, means it is 144 items, right? So these are the standard terms, that is 1 dozen is always equal to 12. Now whatever it may be fruits or it may be other objects or it may be paper or any other thing. 1 dozen means 12. So like that, in chemistry, if we want to measure something, it is considered as 1 mole. And whenever this mole concept was discovered, it has created a magic or tremendous change in chemistry, because the chemistry become very easy by taking 1 mole of any substance. So in that we can consider the solid substance, we can consider liquid, or even we can consider the gases also. Means it is immaterial or irrespective of the physical state. So whenever we consider 1 mole, it is nothing but some fixed particles. Okay, and what is that value? That we will see in next slide. Okay, so in SI system, mole, MOLE, symbol is mole, was introduced as a 7th base quantity for the amount of substance. Any type of substance can be measured in mole. And this credit has gone to the scientist Avogadro. Okay, and therefore this number is given as, or it is called as Avogadro number. Okay, what is 1 mole then? 1 mole is the amount of substance, any substance that contains as many particles or entities as there are atoms in exactly 12 gram of C12 isotope. Remember, when we take 12 gram of C12 isotope, how many particles are there in that? Or how many atoms are there in that C12? 12 gram of carbon atom, then it is considered as 1 mole. And this number really brought a magic or change in chemistry. Okay, so mole of a substance always contain the same number of entities, just like dozen or gross. Okay, no matter what the substance may be. So this constant is called as Avogadro's constant. And what is the this is numerical value of 1 mole. Now how it is calculated? It is calculated as, just see, mass of carbon 12 is 1.992648 into 10 to the power minus 23 gram. Okay. Now this mass is measured by using a mass spectrometer. Now mass spectrometer is the apparatus or the device used to determine or to calculate, to measure the mass. Okay, just like how we are using thermometer to see the temperature, like that mass spectrometer is used to measure the mass. Mass of 1 mole of carbon is taken as 12 gram. Okay, 12 gram per mole. Okay, 12 gram per mole. Then number of atoms is equal to 12 gram 12 gram divided by 1.992648 into 10 to the power minus 23 gram. Okay. Now when we divide this 12 upon 1.992648, this 10 to the power 23 will go up in numerator. It will become 10 to the power plus 23, right? And the value comes as a 6.022 into 10 to the power 24. Remember, it is plus 24, not minus 20, sorry, plus 23, not 24, 10 to the power 23. So what is the value? 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 is the value of Avogadro constant. Okay, and it is denoted by Na. It is denoted by Na, that is Avogadro's constant. Okay, once again I will write this value, 6.0221367. Now whenever we are taking for calculation, we are taking only 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Okay, and this value you must remember, right? Okay. Now, what is mole? Here you will get a clear-cut idea of 1 mole. In terms of particle, if you want to see here, this is number of atoms for an element. If we take any element, these many number of atoms are present in an element of what? 1 mole. Like that, 6.022 or 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 number of ions are present in 1 mole. Or it may be molecules also. Right? So 1 mole is nothing but what? It may be atoms, it may be ions, or it may be molecules. But if you see, the quantity remains same thing. Now you may get confused. In earlier slide I told you the value is 6.022, right? But here it is taken as 6.023. Both values are correct. Okay. Then in terms of mass, how it is given? For 1 gram atom, it is 1 mole. That is, gram atomic mass is considered as 1 mole. Okay. Or gram molecular mass of that substance is considered as 1 mole. Or 1 gram formula mass of any substance like salts is considered as 1 mole. Okay. So this picture or this flow chart will give you the idea of 1 mole. Okay. Now here is little bit elaborating picture of 1 mole is nothing but 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 particles. Any chemical species like atoms, molecules, ions, electrons or protons also. Right? So for atom, what we are considering? Gram atomic mass. For example, 1 gram atom, what is its mass? 12 gram. So whenever we take 12 gram of carbon, means how much it is? It is 1 mole. Okay. Then for molecules, it's gram molecular mass. For example, molecular mass of carbon dioxide. How will you calculate? Carbon dioxide. So carbon is 12 plus oxygen is 16 into 2. So 16 twos are 32 plus 12. So total will be 44. 44 gram of carbon dioxide is considered as 1 mole. Okay. Like that, formula mass for an ionic compound, its formula mass is considered. For example, 58.5 gram of NaCl when we take, then it is considered as 1 mole. Okay. Then for gaseous, how much volume it occupies? This is very important at STP, standard temperature and pressure. Now what is mean by this? That you will come to know in another topic, states of matter. But till that, remember the condition: at standard temperature and pressure, any gas occupy 22.4 liter volume or 22,400 centimeter cube volume or ml volume at temperature 273 Kelvin and pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere. These two conditions are called as standard temperature and pressure. Okay. Now 273 Kelvin is nothing but what? 0 degree Celsius. Okay. And pressure is 1 atmosphere. So how much volume it occupies? It occupies 22.4 liter. This is for 1 mole of any gas. Okay. Now what is remaining for electron? Mass of electron is 6.02, sorry, mass of electron or weight of electron is 9.109 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. And what is in terms of 1 mole? So this weight into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. This is 1 mole. Okay. This weight of electron is or mass of electron is for single one. For 1 mole, we have to multiply by this number 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Okay. Similarly, for proton, weight of proton or mass of proton, single proton is 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. So for 1 mole, how much it is? Weight of proton into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Means if we multiply with this number, we will get the mass of proton or electron. Okay. So what is 1 mole? That concept we have learned in terms of atomic mass, in terms of molecular mass, in terms of formula mass, or for what is the mass of one mole electron or 1 mole proton. Okay. Now, I hope you got the idea of 1 mole. Please go through the textbook, read the textbook once again, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay. So, what is molar mass then? Mass of 1 mole of substance. Now, what is 1 mole? I told you 1 mole is nothing but 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 number of particles. It may be atoms, it may be ions, it may be molecules, it may be electrons, it may be protons, or it may be any other thing. Right? So, mass of 1 mole means these many particles in gram is called as its molar mass. Okay. So, molar mass in gram is numerically equal to its atomic mass for an atom. For molecule it is molecular mass. For formula it is formula mass, and it is taken in terms of what? U, that is unified mass. For example, molar mass of water. 1 mole of water when we take means what is its mass in terms of gram? It is 18.02 gram per mole for 1 mole. Okay. Per mole means for 1 mole. Then molar mass of NaCl means the mass of 1 mole of NaCl is nothing but how much? Its molecular mass or formula mass. It is 58.5 gram. Okay. So this is the concept of molar mass, and today we will stop it here. Thank you.